About the Dynamics 365 tool, but I'll just take you a
Mhm.
walkthrough on the basics, the scratch, like how does a project works and what kind of projects that you will get it, and how does a project onboarding happens. All right. So we'll take an example of any some uh, warehouse based companies. When I say, let me just record. I hope. Okay. So yeah. So any project for that matter, let's say if Amazon wanted to migrate from their internal software or their existing current software to Dynamics 365, so as soon as they purchase the licenses, so immediately they will be provided with an access to lifecycle services. So this lifecycle services looks like this. I'll also show you the in the environment. Let me just quickly open that. Yeah. So this is a screen that the end user or the project, as soon as get into the project, the initial onboarding happens in the lifecycle services. This is like a dashboard, or this is a tool where you will get an access to the users who are working for the project, and if there are any milestones, what kind of project, what is the implementation process that you have to follow, all those details will be available here. And these setups are mostly taken care by the technical team. Even though technical team take care of all the setups, the project onboarding details, but as a functional consultant we should know what exactly the lifecycle services is all about. Even though we'll not be working on directly this one, but you'll be asked to use the lifecycle services, or in short form we'll call it as an LCS. So to raise any support tickets, if you come across any, if you're working for any in-house project or any project, at times you will have to raise a support ticket, right? So here we have a limited access to the trial environment. You will get an option to click a raise an incident. And let me just open one by one here. You can see the methodologies. Okay. Yeah. So here we can see the methodologies. You see, most of the methodologies are Microsoft. I mean, all these are Microsoft preferred methodologies. And whenever if there are any updates related to the latest features or the module wise, right, you can see it here. Let's say if you're into work, if you're working for any migration project from SAP to Dynamics 365. So let's say you wanted to know the details. How does the phases? What kind of project that you're going to work? So if it is a scratch, like from implementation. So earlier they have not used any Dynamics 365. Straight away they are migrating from SAP to Dynamics 365. It is just an example. There are a number of such softwares like Oracle, SAP. They might migrate from any softwares, or if they want to implement from the scratch. So this is the most important. And even in the interview process also, you'll be asked to explain the implementation methodology. So when I say methodology, uh, so if for any software project, there are certain guidelines, or it's not a guidelines, I can say there are certain process that any company that follows, so that they are on track with each and every milestone or each and every phase that they have decided. Let's say if if Amazon, the entire project, if they want to migrate to Dynamics 365, right? So it takes at least 1 2 years, or it depends on the size of the project again. So initially, whenever let's say Amazon reached out to any Infosys or any Accenture, any IT company, those were into implementation, right? Initially, the stage with that we'll call it as an analysis stage. So here, the as soon as the purchase the licenses. So as soon as the purchase licenses with respect to Dynamics 365, so here in the LCS we have to do the onboarding and the number of users working for this project. I hope you can see the details right here. You can see the invite your project team, and you will be given a the demo environment. So again, demo environment, even though the setup, all this will be taken care by the technical team itself. And once that is done, so you will be provided any company for that. You will be provided three different types of environments: UAT, sandbox, development environment, and the production environment. So UAT, sandbox, these are the testing environments where we as a functional consultants we are going to test each and every function in there. And when it comes to development and environment, that is used by the technical team to define or to develop any custom related functionalities or custom features or out of the box functionalities. And all these details related to the plans of the project and the statement of work. I mean, all these initial discussions basically. So the initial discussions happens between the we as a functional consultant we will be part of those meetings as well, because we are going to face the entire customer throughout the customer journey. We are going to face any questions or any queries related to Dynamics 365 here. And in this stage, we are going to prepare, or like we will start analyzing the requirements. We'll start gathering the requirements. So that we will call it as a functional requirement document. So now I'll just take you walk through this one more the document that we are going to use it. So the documents and the methodology, what this is common for both finance and operations, supply chain management, or any project for that matter. That will call it as a sure step methodology. So whatever I have shown you in the LCS tool, right? So that will call it as an analysis stage. So initially we'll call it as a diagnostic. This is a pre-sale stage where the sales team will involve into this work. So they will take care of any legal the discussions or any contract related bill proposals. What is the deadline? All those details will be discussed with the diagnostic or the pre-sales team, that will call it as. So the real project it will start with the analysis. So here we are going to have a meetings. So we will have some so let's say for example you since you come from the Dynamics background and you are not aware about the SAP, right? And they are not aware about the Dynamics 365. So we will start gathering the requirement, that will call it as a functional requirement document. So these are the documents that we are going to prepare as a functional requirement document, or we'll also call it as a BRD, business requirement document. So this document is nothing but an Excel sheet or a Word document. So here you'll just prepare. I'll also show you the sample FRD FDD solution design document end of this class. Uh, so in these documents for each and every module, since you're part of the supply chain management, right? So here you will have a number of such modules like procurement. So the most important module, it starts with the product information management. Product post it, procurement and sourcing will be there, inventory related setups, and maybe part of transport related, warehouse related, lot of such requirement that customer might be using, right? And the purchase orders process, sales order process, and even in that purchase order you will have GRN setups of each and everything. So there are some hundreds of requirements. We will see, we are not sure whether, see, as of now, they might be using an SAP, and we are not sure whether those features are available in Dynamics 365 or not. But we will start gathering those requirements in the functional requirement document. So as soon as that document is prepared, the FRD document, so we will start analyzing whether that feature is available in Dynamics or not. That means we'll classify each and every feature into gap fit analysis. It's a separate Excel sheet again we are going to prepare. Uh, let's say vendor master data. So vendor master data, customer requirement is to check to know whether we have an option to create multiple vendor details or not. That feature is available, and the process to create a purchase order, to create a sales order, to create a GRN, to cancel the GRN, or to create multiple purchases. So these kind of multiple requirements that customer keep sharing us, right? So we will try to identify. Again, this is only the initial discussions. This is not the final one. So initially, since we have not explored as per our knowledge or as per our experience, we will just consider that as a gap or fit. So that we'll call it as a gap fit analysis. So that even that is also that is also common for finance and operations, supply chain management, or if you get into production, manufacturing, transport, logistics, any requirement, any project for that matter. Those document the gap fit analysis sheet we are going to prepare based on the FRD. So in the gap fit analysis, you can see, let's say for example, one report customer has requested for one report which is not available. So we'll tell the customer this is not available, and we will consider that as a gap only for the time being. And post that, we will move all the out of the box functionalities or gap features to functional design document. So this functional design document is used to prepare, or this is kind of a running notes or whatever the developments that are happening towards this out of the box functionalities, custom related features, right? We will prepare this document based on the customer requirement, because the standard functionalities like vendor master, you know how to prepare you know how to prepare the vendor, how to create a vendor, and how to link bank account details of the vendor. All these are most of the features are standard features. So these standard features which we already have the solution, right, that we will update in the solution design document. See, all these documents are Excel sheets or Word documents. This is just a solution design document is nothing but an SOP. Even you might have seen in your experience, if you get into any job, any new job, right? So they will provide you the SOP. SOP will explain, it will take you a walkthrough on the entire project. What are your roles and responsibilities, and how to create, or if there are any frequently asked questions, doubts, how to create a purchase order. Step by step, we are going to prepare the detailed document that we'll call it as a solution design document. As a functional consultant, we are we are supposed to prepare even this document as well. This is a time taking process. The main purpose of creating this SDD is to ensure that post implementation, once we are done with the implementation project, right? So we no longer we are connected with the project, that with the correct customer. So for their end users and for their future benefit, we are going to prepare the design document. And technical design document, this is used by the technical developers. We have nothing to do with the TDD. It is all about the like coding related, any custom related features. The technical developers, they will prepare this document. And functional design document, we will prepare this one, because we will collaborate with the technical team. So we'll tell the technical team, okay, this feature is not available, and what is the essence of that, and what is the use, how to create that, and what is the impact. All these things in detailed document we will prepare. And going forward, I mean, see all this design stage analysis, and these are continuous process. Uh, as of now, if like if you're into any project, so initially once the analysis, you see, analysis will be a continuous journey. So throughout the project, you will keep on analyzing, you will keep on preparing the FRD. You see, initially within first or second, or like two within first few discussions, it is very difficult for us or for them to deliver the requirements, right? So we will have a multiple such analysis. Even this FRD also will have to sign. We'll have to get a sign off it from the customer as well. Okay, these are the requirements that they're looking for. And when it comes to the development stage, this again the part of the same. During the design, I mean during the design stage itself, as soon as we identify the out of the box or the custom features, right? The technical team, they'll start, developing those features. And as a part of this development, we will be as a functional consultant will start testing in the UAT environment. So UAT or sandbox, these are the terminologies that you should remember, and these are the most common. You will come across these terminologies frequently used in any of these projects, right? So that we'll call it as a configuration setups. All these things we have to do. Let's say vendor master. So in the test environment, you'll create a vendor master and you will see if there are any errors or if there are any setups that you are missing. So we'll document that one. Each and everything has to be documented, and we will start migrating the data as well. So so data migration, because from SAP to Dynamics 365, initially they will go by the phases, because at the end of the day, even their end users should be comfortable with the Dynamics 365. So for that reason, once we start data migration, that we'll call it as a import export. I'll show you there is a separate workspace in the tool. So using the data migration tool, we are going to flush out the data from SAP to Dynamics 365. In SAP, let's say for example, if they have some thousands of vendors data, so maybe like let's say for example the vendor form, it says vendor name, customer, sorry, vendor contact number, bank account details, delivery terms, terms of payment. So we have got n number of such vendor form details, right? And similar same forms or say same fields might not be available in Dynamics 365. So for that reason, there are certain process like where we have to import that one. Like we will import the Dynamics 365, and we'll start exporting based on the, we have to match each and every field. So basically, or let's say for example terms of payment in Dynamics 365, the word might be terms of payment, but in the SAP the word might be just a terms. But system will not get to know, right, whether terms of payment is matching to terms of. So we will prepare an Excel sheet. That means we will export an Excel sheet from, it's a format. We will request the customer to share the data in the same format. If it is not in the same format, we will try to do some changes accordingly. We will start migrating into the Dynamics 365 using the import export tools. That I'll it's a separate workspace that we have in the tool. So during this data migration, even technical team will be involved. Um, Again, like see, as a functional aspect, we are going to check whether those entities are properly matching or not. In case if that is matching, that is well and good. And if there are any technical break fix incidents, or if there are any bugs, or if there is a huge data, there are certain priorities, and so technical team will do some setups. So we should focus only on the uh, importing and exporting the data, and continuously the testing will keep happening. So as I mentioned in the test environment, that in the development stage, see, development is technically, it is not only for the technical team. Even as a functional consultant, we will be part of we'll be start testing each and every functionality in the Dynamics 365. And because few customers, they want to rename the module names, or not module names. See, the process might remain same, how to create a vendor. So we'll just start explaining the customer, okay, this is a process, and to their end users also will start taking the classes, training. So that will give it as a post implementation, I mean before implementing or before they get into the production. That means the deployment. So as soon as we start preparing these documents, and once the testing, all these are done, we will also prepare the test cases. So test cases are again nothing but just an Excel sheet. And we also have a something called as RSAT, that is a regression suite analysis testing. That's an automation tool that we are not going to cover, and we will not have an access to that one. That can be only used in the production environment. So when I say test cases, we'll take an example of the same vendor. How to create a vendor? Each and every step by step we have prepared in the SDD, right? That is solution design document. Even in the test cases also, we are going to prepare in the Excel sheet. That is, what is the input and what is the output. It's a detailed document. It's a detailed Excel sheet, I can say. Let's say, for example, e- what is the navigation? Go to accounts payable, click on all vendors. So even these test cases are prepared so that manual testing can be done. So from customer, let's say if you're in your team, if there are 3 to 4 consultants are there, So you will start preparing the test cases, and the other person he will start testing these cases whether as per the steps that you are recorded in the system, whether it is working or not. And there is an automation, as I mentioned, that's an RSAT, that technical team that will take it. Most of the times will not get an access. Even in RSAT also we'll do the same thing. We'll prepare each and everything, we will update the steps, and testing part, IT team they'll take it. And in the operation phase is nothing but it's a final phase, where in this it's kind of in a production itself, like you will start uh, I mean the end users from customer point of time, end users will be there, they will start start posting the transactions. And as soon as they start using posting the transactions, they will also come across a number of such issues, right? That will call it as a post implementation support. So this post so even this terminology you will come across if you are into any of the project. And if they say you are into post implementation support, that means the implementation is already done. So you're going to help the end users, they'll keep raising the support tickets. If you are into any of the project, you might have raised the tickets, right? That will go to the backend team. So now you are going to become that backend team. Backend team is nothing but a functional consultant. We as a functional consultant will start getting in touch with the end users, why they are not able to post, let's say invoice entry, payment entry, and what if are they missing any setup. So this again is short form of whatever we have discussed. The project stages, that is diagnostic, analysis, design, development, and deployment. And the project types, as in the previous class we mentioned, these are the four types of project that you can expect. One is support, these for the existing customers, where you're going to explain based on the issue, and implementation it's from the scratch, right from the LCS implementize the project onboarding till go live. That is a deployment stage. You'll be part of this implementation. Upgradation, again, like see, let's say this implementation might be from or implementation or migration, we'll call it as a from SAP to Dynamics 365. Upgradation, again, we will get the data. It is I mean, it is very complicated. Among these, both are complicated projects only because at this in SAP you should understand, and accordingly you have to migrate. Even in the upgradation also, this AX12 R3, these are the previous versions. They are very old, and Microsoft have completely stopped giving support to those versions, right? So due to that, I mean, they are forced to migrate this to the Dynamics 365, and you might be a part of this Dynamics 365 as well. And this is a testing environment. Sorry, test project. Testing project is nothing but, like as I mentioned, you will prepare in an Excel sheet of each and every uh, the functionality, input, output, everything. And these are the environments which I have told: UAT, sandbox, development, and the production environment. Yeah. So this is about the project types and all. So far, do you have any doubts?
Uh, no, G.
Yeah. So I hope you are clear with the projects, and continued by the last class. Like you see, the first the roles and responsibilities should be very clear, and what kind of projects, and the implementation process is most important. And the first question that you come across during any of the interviews is to know what kind of implementation that you have done. It's a sure step methodology, and it's an end-to-end implementation you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. So others, Prakash, Irfan.
No, Srinivasji. Actually, when it comes to after completion of these modules, you will giving me the test cases, no, in the sense of support tickets, live tickets, no. That's
Mhm.
all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll come to know.
I mean, during the project, I mean, during the training itself, every weekend we are going to discuss, or like once in a 5 days once, or once. I mean, topic wise, I'll keep showing you that tickets, like whatever the I mean real time ticket that I keep working, right. I'll make a notes of each and every ticket, what kind of scenarios that we got, and what is your expectation as a functional consultant. What are you supposed to do? How to handle those tickets? All those things, topic wise, we will try to cover that.
Okay.
Srinivasji, any new project going on under you? Like you can take us through in a live classes. Is there anything is there that kind of opportunity?
Not really. At this moment, I'm not part of any of such new projects, but I'm into kind of a support project here.
Okay, got it.
But
Got
yeah, but I see I have like what I can say, like information or the documents or sample benefit. I'll just explain you by taking the sample projects, the implementation, how does it works, everything. So you
Oh,
will come see during the course of this training, right? It will be like kind of an on-job training itself. See, implementation again, as I mentioned, it is not a complex process. It is a complex process, but only documents once
hmm,
or twice. If you just go through that, that's all. The process wise setup, work, everything will remain same.
got it.
At the end of
Actually,
the day, it is all about the tool you will be configuring, you will be preparing the document. Only these things are going to happen in the implementation. If it is a support, no environments, nothing, straight away you will get to the point. Let's say fixed asset model, or if it is a procurement process or inventory related error. So straight away you will not ask any UAT testing environment, nothing. So you will see what is the error. You will check in your test environment. You will provide the solution. That's all.
got it, got it. And one more thing, Srinivasji, before coming to this institute, I have checked with some other institutes as well. So I spoke with one of a trainer, and he was suggesting me before, going to supply chain or MB3 330 or 335, better you should clear 300, the fundamentals of dynamics. You suggest the same thing, like should I have this fundamentals, like otherwise is it no need and we can go ahead with the supply chain directly? What is your suggestion on this?
See, yeah, even yesterday also I had told you the same thing.
Mhm.
As a, it is not about your. See, at the end of the day, you are an SCM consultant, but you
Yeah.
should know how does a project starts, what are the basics of each and everything, right?
Yeah.
Without knowing the basics, how can you connect the dots?
Yes.
See,
Mhm.
certification, again, getting into the certification, it's a very depth. Okay,
Mhm.
you need not to see certification. You can do it, but if you want to clear this MB 300 and or MB 310,
Mhm.
it is kind of an entire F&O modules, like accounts payable, receivable, general ledger module, each and everything you have to practice. But to what extent that is required for you is also going to be part of this SCM training. So almost 10 to 12 or 10 to 13 classes we are going to discuss about the basics of finance. So without explaining the basics of finance model, that is a GL, that is a creation of legal entity, till
Mhm.
account structure, at least you should know what is happening. Then we will directly jump into the product information management.
Got it. Got it. Actually, we
But
are.
on your personal interest, if you really wanted to go in depth of MB 300, see, it is always good if you learn. But
Yeah.
yours are focused only SCM, you can continue this SCM, and FNDO, we have a separate batch that is running in the morning. You
Mhm.
can be a part of that so that you will get a scope to learn FNDO as well as SCM both.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So it is always suggested to learn both, because
Mhm.
gone those days where companies are hiring only F&O or SCM consultants. See, just for
Okay.
namesake, they are asking you to, they are searching for SCM candidates or F&O consultants. But during the interview, they are expecting you to answer each and everything.
Yeah. Better to have knowledge on everything.
See,
Mhm.
if not today, tomorrow, uh, you will be a part of any of these projects, and you cannot tell that I don't know F&O, I don't know SCM. What they
Mhm.
does is they will hire who knows both.
Mhm. 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 Correct. Correct.
See,
Mhm.
for example, if there is a latest module, Microsoft has launched some transport and logistics. We
Mhm.
never came across transport and logistics before, right? Now it
Yes.
is very new model. Even either as a functional finance, I have to learn, and you as a SCM also you have to learn. They cannot
Yes.
hire a separate consultant for transport and logistics, right?
Correct. It is just part of one bit.
See,
Also.
everything is a part of it, is
Mhm.
just growing, that's all.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
True.
even let's say, for example, subscription billing module. Frankly speaking, that was not there before.
Okay.
So recently they launched. So as a finance consultant, we are supposed to learn, and we are starting. You see, Microsoft itself they have started recently, so we have to learn that also.
Yeah.
Electronic reporting, and even SCM wise also a lot of inventory related transactions, purchase requisition, all this. Like, see, there are a lot of such latest features that they keep adding. We should keep learning, that's all. But as at this moment, since you wanted to focus on SCM, for at least 40 to 50 classes will be covered for SCM related. And then if you still need any, if you're still interested, that you can be a part of those finance and finance modules as well.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So others, any doubts? Prakash, you're telling something.
Srinivasti, actually, so how can I expect the job openings in the future also? In the sense I'm asking, so what I'm my experience is I learned before I learned SAP MM. So and also
Material management.
yeah, material management also WM. So now material management users are very less, and also WM warehouse management is also less. Now using EWM. So
Correct.
in that manner, so opportunities in the market is very less. In that way, how can we expect these modules give us more opportunity like that?
Okay. So it's a very good question. I'll show you the tool and I'll take you an example so that you'll get to know what is the answer. So I hope you are able to see my tool screen which I'm sharing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, G.
Okay. So initially when Microsoft has launched this Dynamics 365, right? I'm not sure how many modules they have launched, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, assuming that there are 5 6 modules which are not there, or let's 10 modules which are not available. And I could see, let's say for example, subscription billing. Yeah, this was recently launched. And even this transportation management also, it was initially it was there, but recently they started making it popular. Even warehouse management, they've started a lot of latest features. And let's say for example, landed cost, even this was earlier very few companies were using. They started, now they started promoting this landed cost as well. And human resources, HR also, earlier it was not there. Now they have a separate module, that is HR talent. So now they've added this HR module. And when it comes to supply chain management related, pricing management, so this pricing management is again, it is into in depth of the pricing related different types of pricing management that you have. And procurement and sourcing, product information management, production control, this is part of the manufacturing. And this one, uh, manufacturing on the production related, right? And inventory management, fleet management, this is part of again transport and logistics. So if you see this one, n number of modules that n number of modules that Microsoft is launching. And going forward, if you do not learn, so let's say asset leasing. So asset leasing is for the finance related guys. Asset management, even this also they have started recently. Audit workbench. So each and so they are going the module wise and the topic wise, they are going to increase. They are not going to reduce, because the customer requirements, the usage pattern of the customers are completely different, are going to change rapidly. So you have to learn each and every module. So in case if you're see if you, when it comes to the job opportunities, right? You can take a better example of the same SAP itself. Even I am aware about this material management. Earlier, it was very popular, and many of them they've done. But later, when later I'm not sure what happened, but now I heard it very rarely. Uh, those who are going to the material management. So the see they might have launched some advanced softwares, right? So you'll have to upgrade
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, sorry. Riba, like that model.
See, that's what any module is. Obviously, earlier it used to be on-premise software. Now it is completely cloud-based. And the previous versions in Microsoft Dynamics are AX12 and R3. And those who have not learned how to use the Dynamics 365, now job opportunities for them are very difficult now. Of course, many of them they have learned and they're migrating. And if they stick to the previous versions, it is very practical. It is practically not possible for them because Microsoft itself just stopped giving support for the previous versions. Everyone, it is mandatory they have to use the Dynamics 365 itself. And if you are interested and if you learn most of the related modules side by side, right, then job opportunities will be always available. But the skill set they are going to expect will be always more on that I can tell you.
Okay, you are
So
telling that keep on updating, so
no
that
that
but
option, no, because if you see now, even now they're starting with the project operations. They are going to integrate the project operations with the Dynamics 365. That means to create a purchase order, to create a sales order, instead of this tool they are launching the project operations. Through project operations, that is the use it for customer engagement, they are going to integrate this one. It has been already started, many companies they started using. So now you should start learning that one also.
okay.
So it's a continuous learning, and as long as you see there are a lot of see, for example, I'll tell you, procurement and sourcing. If I expand all, you can see some hundreds of features are there. But do you think each and every company is using all these features? Practically not possible, or it is not necessary for them. But as a functional consultant, if you know as much as possible of each and every functionality as per the customer requirement, then the weightage for your resume will be more compared to other resumes, right?
Yes.
Even hardly, even in this procurement and sourcing also, if you get into any of the project, right, hardly you will be using any 10 to 20 requirements. But those, apart from those 10 to 20 requirements, if you try to explore the rest of them also, then it is a added advantage for you. And Microsoft will keep on launching a lot of such features here. We are not aware because hundreds of customers, hundreds of transactions, we are not part of each and every project, right? So we really don't know what kind of features Microsoft keep adding. There are, I mean, we really don't know, in the sense we have a links where we keep getting updates, everything. That's like we have a latest features documents in the Dynamics 365, and regularly they will conduct the webinars. The tech talks will be there. You'll have to be part of all those tech talks. It's a like monthly one or bi-weekly ones, 1 or 2 hour sessions will be there. They're going to explain the latest features. So you have to keep upgrading yourself. And we also have a Power BI right now. So Power BI integration with Dynamics 365, even for SCM related reports, Power BI integration is very common. Earlier it was very optional and few companies used to use, but now it has become very popular and most of the companies are using Power BI. So you should learn that Power BI also, how to integrate the Power BI. And to cover in classroom training, right? So if even if I, let's say, see, even I am not aware of each and everything, but uh, even if you learn, if you want, if you expect these kind of each and every topic in the class, it will take years. Not even
Mhm.
40, 50 classes, it will take at least 2, 3 years, and it's a even after 1 year again, you will come across again some 20, 30 features they might have added,
Yeah.
right? So it is all about the continuous learning and stay updated on the latest features. So market is always available only for candidates who are uh, updated with the latest the features or with the knowledge, anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ji.
So yeah, so these are the basic details of the project related, and let me just show you. So this is about the SCM related. So these are typical supply chain management process. So this is a supply chain management process that we are going to cover as a part of supply chain management. So you will have to configure each and everything that is related to the warehouse management, inventory management, and then the purchase order process, all these details. Yeah. So we are going to
Sorry for the
integrate all
interruption.
these.
Like you are there in virtual machine tool only, or else like you are there in any other page, G? Because like for us, it is showing VM tool,
VM tool.
like virtual machine, like workspace where we are going to work now. So that page only where it is showing for us. If you are showing any other page, just want to
Let
confirm
me
that one. That's
just.
it.
Okay. So how about now?
No, it is okay. Fine. Exactly.
Okay. So this is supply chain management overview that you will come across. This is a common. We are going to discuss about the configurations or setup related to inventory, warehouse related, and purchase order process, vendor invoice process, and few setups related to transport or any vendor related setups. And as a part of supply chain management, we are going to focus on the product information management, procurement and sourcing, vendor collaboration, sales and marketing, inventory management, master planning. So here in the product information management, again we have a product masters, and setups related to products. Like you will have a number of products in a warehouse, right? We have to configure each and everything, dimensions, storage dimensions, tracking dimensions of each and every project. And procurement and sourcing, how to create the purchase requisition code, purchase requisitions, and how to finalize the vendors, and like creating the purchase orders. Okay, I think you can go on mute if someone is on. Okay, yes. So it's a sales and marketing, and I see we are not, vendor collaboration is also important topic that we are going to cover, and sales and marketing not in depth, but yeah, again the basics of sales and marketing like commissions related, all those details, and inventory management. This is most important again. So inventory reconciliation, how to do, and if possible, I'll also try to cover the impact of financial books. But again, this if you want to understand the financial books impact of this inventory related, uh, you should learn about the journal entries, all those things. We'll try to see the most of the integrated topics. We'll try to cover it here, and what kind of main accounts that you have to post it here, and transfer orders, all those details. It will come in the inventory management, and how do you want to maintain the inventory, all right? MOQ, MC, minimum order quantity, all these details we will see it here. And master planning, here you are going to decide, or you're going to plan based on the demand, what is the quantity that you are supposed to keep it in your warehouse, and planned purchase orders will be there. How to create a planned purchase orders, and drop shipping. So these kind of topics that you could be going to cover in the master planning. Yeah. So this is all about the supply chain management process overview, and we subtopics. If I want to precisely tell, it might be around at least 100 topics, 100 to 120 topics we are going to cover. So
Okay, G,
do you
got
have
it.
any doubts here?
Mm, from my end, no, G. That's what. Once we started,